Hi guys, it's Tuesday the 26th of December 2017. It's Boxing Day and it's the first full day of our holiday in Singapore. We've got to make the most of our time because we're only here for 2 days before we make our way over to Australia. But before we even begin, the most important part of the day is of course the breakfast. So I'm going to head down to the restaurant and check out the breakfast for the first time. Tomorrow I'll give you a bit more insight into the food choices are available here in the hotel and especially what I decide to pick for my breakfast. But it's just going to be a quick stop before we move on to explore, staying close to our hotel, which you can actually see our hotel right there, the Pan Pacific Hotel. Exploring along the outside, we can see there's a number of shopping centres, which is very handy for Mum since she still doesn't have her luggage after it went missing yesterday. So she's still pretty much just wearing what she had on her back yesterday. But we thought we'd walk over to the fountain which we drove past yesterday on our way to the hotel, called the Fountain of Wealth, and it would just be good to have a walk around, maybe do a time lapse or so, which I did actually do, as you can see. And then we just wanted to make our way back towards our hotel, but you can see in the distance there the Singapore Flyer big wheel. I was expecting the temperatures to be hot, but you just can never prepare yourself for the humidity. It was so hot even in the morning. So we were walking through now like a forecourt of a complex. You can see our hotel in the background of this complex. I believe this is a shopping centre which we're just wanting to have a walk around to see if we can find any clothes shops, knowing that my mum still hasn't received her luggage. But we ended up just having a walk through. We're not actually stopping to buy anything, just to make our way back into the hotel and up to our room because we'd booked to go on a tour around the sites in Singapore and we didn't want to be late for that. So we just got back, had a drink from my hotel room and walked back down to the reception to wait for the tour bus to come and collect us. We're just making our way over to the bus terminal, which is right next to Chinatown. So it's the Chinatown bus station, if you like, where we're going to collect the rest of the people who are also going to be joining us on this tour. The thing what I enjoy about taking these tours is just seeing the scenery and just seeing how things are so different to where you actually come from. Seeing the architecture, the skyscrapers, because it's unusual, especially in the United Kingdom, to see skyscrapers, unless there's an odd few in London. Now it's time just to get off the bus and start making our way over to Merlion Park. So we're just walking along Jubilee Bridge towards Merlion Park, and as you can see we've got the water feature there, the fountain, which is body of a fish and the head of a lion. The fish body represents this Singapore being a fishing community back when it was first founded, and the lion represents, well, Singapore or Singapura means lion city, so that's how they've combined the two together to form this water fountain. So obviously it's some photo opportunities, but we're also told that there should be a Merlion cub fountain as well. Didn't get the opportunity to find that cub. We got very conscious of the time though. Our tour operator did say that there will be no hesitation to leave us behind if we delay the rest of the party to go on to the next destination, which is going over to, and I apologise if I pronounce this incorrectly to anyone from Singapore who may be watching this video, but our next stop is the Thian Hock Keng Temple. It's the oldest Buddhist temple in Singapore. Like I say, I apologise if I've not pronounced the name of the temple correctly. I'm terrible at pronunciation. Yeah, so this should be very interesting to walk around this temple, something that I've never done before. I'm just interested in the architecture, to be perfectly honest with you, and gain a bit of the history about the building. We only stopped at the temple for 10 minutes just to allow us to see the site, take any photographs, video that we wanted to. Again, can't help ourselves, me and Mum, having another selfie whilst in the centre of the temple, you know, indulge ourselves, why not? And then we will be making our way back to the bus. We're always grateful to get back onto the bus because it's air conditioned and the humidity outside is getting a lot more humid as the day goes on. But the next stop is to go to the Singapore Botanic Gardens, the Botanical Gardens. So this should be interesting, but again, the humidity at this point is sky high. in comparison to the UK, there is no comparison. But it's an opportunity to go exploring, and I'm not going to miss it out because it's the, you know, once in a lifetime holiday that I'm doing. So I want to see as much of Singapore as I can within the day. And one of the things which you'll see a lot of whilst in the botanical gardens is orchids, all different varieties of orchids, even a black orchid as well. I didn't even know black orchids exist, but apparently they do. And don't even ask me to pronounce the Latin names of these flowers because that's just not going to happen. So yeah, we're just having a sit down, a breather if you like, in this little hut.
This is me and Stuart in the orchid gardens in Singapore, where it's about humidity of 125 and it's absolutely boiling.
You've got to make sure you're well hydrated and carry a bottle of water around with you because you will need it. Back onto the bus and make our way over to Little India, I believe it's called. It's just an outdoor market shopping area. Again, just interesting to see what produce the locals have, how different it is to the stuff that I can get in the shops back home in the UK. After our little tour around Little India, then we got back onto the bus and made our way back to the hotel. And as soon as we got to the hotel, we went straight up to the top floor again into that restaurant, and we just helped ourselves to all the little knickknacks what were on offer there, as well as some drinks. So that's the end of this video, but as always I'm going to just finish off the video with a couple of photographs which have been taken throughout the day by me and my mum. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and you can catch us all again tomorrow for another day of our holiday.